Hello students, now move toward a next part, that is adaptation in forest and grassland animal. In last lecture we are done with adaptation in animals, introduction and aquatic animals. What are the types of adaptation in animals, in fish, in duck, okay, how their legs are there. Now today we have to discuss about rest part, which is adaptation in forest and grassland, adaptation in desert, adaptation in animals and snowy region. So first discuss about adaptation in forest and grassland animal. As we discussed in adaptation in plants about grassland plants, so I told you about that animals like tiger, uh, lion are hide in that grass for their hunt. Okay, so carnivorous animal like the wild dog, fox, tiger and lion have strong legs to run fast and capture their prey. So now today we have to see the adaptation in that forest and grassland animals. So which are the forest animal actually? Lion, tiger, elephant, deer. These are the forest animals which are divided into two types, carnivorous and herbivorous. Okay, so in the case of carnivorous animals like wild dog, fox, tiger and lion have strong legs to run fast and capture their prey. Prey means shikar. Okay, so they have claws and their canine teeth are sharp and pointed to grab their prey. Okay, so what is the function? Actually, the function of that teeth, that that the function of that teeth is what actually? To eat their prey properly. Okay, because due to their sharp teeth they can tear the body of the of that prey easily. Okay, so tiger have a padded paws. Why they have a padded paws? Means they have a very soft paws. Okay, his legs, the legs of tiger is very soft and padded. Okay, why? Because this enable them to silently stalk their prey. Means they can walk easily. You are there is a no noise of the walk of it of a tiger, so they can catch their prey or they can stalk their prey easily without making any noise of a legs. Okay, so their eyes of predatory carnivorous are located in the front of their head. The eyes of the carnivorous animal means lion, as you see in lion, dog or a tiger have a eyes on their head. Okay, because why? Because it helps them to spot their prey from a long distance. They can spot a deer, okay, a buffalo from very long distance, and they can make a proper command to catch their prey. Okay, but oppositely that the eyes of herbivorous animals are below the forehead. Okay, like the eyes of carnivorous animal are on the forehead, but the eyes of herbivorous animals are below the forehead on either side of the or on either side of the head. Why? Because this gives them a wide angle vision which help to protect them from predators like lions and tiger. Wide angle vision means what? As you are using your mobile camera, sometimes there is one option there, panorama photo or panorama video shooting. What that panorama means, if you are not aware about that, ask your parents to on that panorama option on your camera and capture the photo in that panorama vision or a type feature, so you can see the wide angle photo is captured with the help of that panorama view. Okay, means in normal camera only your picture is there, but if you are standing on a mountain or a hill, the back view of total hill is captured in that what panorama vision. Means you can move your camera like slowly through the mountain range, and that whole mountain range can capture in that camera. So same, the vision of the uh, herbivorous animals are there because their eyes are behind their uh, because their eyes are what? Wide angle vision. So their and their legs are long and tapering with strong hooves which enable them to run fast, taking long leaps. Because they have to run fast because the predators are there, means lion and tiger are following them, so to protect them from that lions and tiger they have to run fast, so that's why they have long legs and they can run fast easily. Okay, so their long and freely moving ears can receive sound from long distances and different directions. As tiger have a very wide angle vision, means they can see from a so far. Same here, these herbivorous animals have what? A strong ears, so they can hear the sound from very long distance, means movement. Okay, so in different directions. So deer and black bucks have color that merge with their surrounding. This is also adaptation in the surrounding, because with the help of that color they can't easily catch by the tiger or lion. Okay, because of the similar color with the surrounding. So their teeth are strong for chewing tough plant material, because herbivorous, as you know, herbivorous animals are vegetarian, so they are only eating plants. So this is what the adaptation in forest and grassland animals. Okay, now move towards adaptation in desert animals. As we know, the temperature in desert is very high. Okay, so some animals in desert, the animals which are found in desert are what? Camel, rat, reptiles, okay, spider, insects are there. Some animals in desert are live on the surface, like camel, and most of the animals are live inside the surface of the land or earth surface. Okay, so desert are characterized by a severe scarcity of water. Scarcity means lessness. Okay, hence desert animal have a thick skin to prevent loss of water from the body. As we know, the water is very important, which is the main source. Okay, so resource of our body. So water is very important, but in desert region there is a less amount of water is available. So the desert animal have a thick skin to prevent a loss of water. Okay, their legs are long with flat and cushioned sole. The nostrils are protected by the fold of skin. What is nostril? The hole of your nose, that is called as what? Nostril. Your nostrils are open, but in the case of desert animals, our nostrils are open, but in the case of desert animal, what will their nostrils are closed with the help of skin. Why? Because there is a uh, huge flow of air. There is a huge flow of air in the case of what? Desert animal. Okay, so that's why with that flow of air, some particles of sand also flow in air, so that particles can enter in their nostril and through their nostril in their body and throat, so it can harm their body. So that's why their nostrils are closed with the by the fold of skin. Their eyelashes are long and thick, same to protect from sand particles. Okay, rats, snakes, spider, lizards in desert live in deep burrow during daytime and are active at night only. Obviously, because rat, snake, they are not survive at very hot temperature, so that's why for whole day they live in a deep burrow under the land, and after sunset they come out and active at night only. Okay, so this is what about the adaptation in desert animal. Now move towards our third type, that is adaptation in animals of snowy region. As you see the picture, polar bear and yak is there. What you observe on this, that number of hairs are there. Why? Fur like hairs are there, like our sweater. Okay, why? Because in snowy region, in polar region, what? The temperature is very less, continuous snowfall is there. That's why the body structure of that animal is like that. Means from internet down, so you can see the image of yak, polar bear, white fox, silver fox, mountain goats, Siberian husky dog, and snow leopard. You can search on internet of the pictures of these animals. Compare these images with those of similar animals from a tropical region. Means husky dog is pet animal also, but when we use when the husky dog is at our home, the hair is very less, but the husky dog which is found in a polar region, the number of hair on their body is very high, and their teeth are also fine. Okay, because they are also a carnivorous animal. So a white or a silver body color are the main common color which is found in a snowy region animal. Long and thick hair on the skin are typical characteristics of animal which are in a snowy region. As I told you, this long and thick hair are protect them from a cold, because in snowy region snowfall is there, so temperature is very less. That's why they have such a long and thick hair. Okay, so this is what the adaptation in snowy animals of snowy region. Now move towards adaptation in aerial animals. What is aerial animals? Birds, obviously. Okay, word aerial means which fly in sky. Okay, so as we know, there are vehicles on a road, means car, bike, bicycle, and aeroplane which fly on a in a sky. So what is the difference? We can cover a much more distance uh, with the help of aeroplane rather than vehicle or a bike. Okay, this is what a basic difference of a distance we human can calculate. But in the case of animals, what will happen? See, uh, but actually there, as you go above the surface of the earth, the flow of air is very high there. So while bird is flying, there is a very big flow of air, so their body is structured like that they can resist means what, they can opposes the, or they can cut the flow of air. How? Because their bodies have a spindle like structure. Spindle means rounded. Okay, their body have a, as you see in case of that picture which is given in your textbook, that picture is of eagle. So that eagle also have a spindle like structure. When they fly, their body work as a resistance means what, which can cut the flow of air, and they can fly easily with the help of their wings. Okay, with hollow bones, a body covering of feather, and modification of four legs into wings, their body is light in weight and adapted for flying. So they can fly easily by with the help of very less weight. You know that kites are you are flowing a kites in a sky, so the weight of a kite is very small. That's why the kite is easy to handle at a particular height. So same goes with birds and aerial animals also, they have a very less weight. Okay, the body of insects also is light in weight and taper at the both ends. They can fly with two pairs of wings and also walk with six sticky legs. Which insect? Example, cockroach. Cockroach can fly also, cockroach can walk also. With sticky leg, he can walk on a wall also. Bird can't walk on a wall. Okay, but cockroach can fly, cockroach can walk on a wall also with the help of sticky legs. Bats can fly with the help of a patagium, a thin fold of skin between their forelegs and hind legs. That is called as what? Patagium. Okay, as you see that bats are, the wings of a bats are their legs. Wings and legs of a bats are same, so they can fly with the help of legs. Okay, now you can observe other aerial animals or other insect which can fly easily. So you can observe their number of legs, how they fly. Okay, so this is what the adaptation in aerial animal. Now let's move towards adaptation in reptile animal. See, as you see the picture, one turtle is there, snake is there, lizard is there. So see, number of characteristics are there, or number of types of there in reptile animals. So you can observe from the distance that number of colors are there in snake, sizes are there in snake. Okay, um, earthworm also have a different size. Now which you can observe from the distance that they can move with the help of their skin. Okay, while they are moving or while they are walking, their body part is goes up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, so likewise they are so there is some special change we can imagine also, that how the earthworm or caterpillar can walk. Okay, so animals like house lizard, garden lizard, crocodile use their muscles for the creeping. While creeping, animals like lizard, which why, because lizard and crocodile have a leg, they can creep easily with the help of their muscles. Similarly, they show adaptation in skin, soles of feet, body color, etc. Means chameleon, which is a type of lizard, which they can change color according to surrounding to protect them from a particular animal. Okay, for example, the house lizard and the monitor lizard have clawed toes and thin soles, whereas snakes have a scaly skin. On the uh, skin of the snakes, number of scales are there, so they can uh, creep with the help of that scale. In the case of turtle, a shell is there to protect them from a wild animal. Okay, so number of adaptations are there in a reptile animals. Okay, so this is what about reptiles animal. This is about the adaptation in animals, in reptile region, in snowy region, in desert region, in aquatic animals. Okay, now we are moving toward our next topic, that is adaptation in adaptation for food in animals. Means as there is adaptation in plants, adaptation in animals also, so there is a adaptation for food in animals also. As you know, there is a food chain. We are all dependent on each other. In living organism there is a food chain. We all are dependent on each other. So say here some pictures are given. See that snake eats what? Frog or a rat. Okay, birds eat insects. Butterfly eats a pollen grains which are present in a flower. Human eat animals and vegetables also. So we can characterize animals as herbivorous and carnivorous. Both are there. Means they are vegetarian and non-vegetarian also. So special adaptations are seen in each category to make process of feeding easy. Each and every animal can eat. They eat different type of food. So we will discuss this all about in this nutrition chapter, but here in this chapter you have to remember only one thing: each and every animal, the adaptation process of food is different. So you can watch the program on Discovery and National Geography about the adaptation or by on a feeding of habit of animal like frog, snake and bird, mosquito. There is a different program which are runs daily, so you can see that program on that particular channel. Okay, so there is one table is given. See, we have to complete that table. Adaptation: sharp teeth animal, lion, tiger. Use of adaptation: to tear the flesh. Second, long and pointed beak, woodpecker. That picture is given on your book. First picture, that is woodpecker. So woodpecker animal is what? Woodpecker, which have a long and pointed beak. Use of that beak is what? To make their nest with the help of that beak. Okay, now short beak, which are the animals, which are the birds which have a short beak? What is the use of that short beak? You have to write down in that table. Long and sticky tongue, lizard, snake. Okay, not snake, actually lizard have a long and sticky tongue to eat insect. After that, long neck, giraffe. The giraffe have a long neck, so you have to write the example and particular use of that for adaptation. Okay, so this is about what the adaptation in food. Now here, adaptation for blending with the surrounding. Next topic is what? Adaptation for blending with the surrounding. Now we cannot easily spot colorful butterfly, lizard and grasshopper because the color of the lizard, grasshopper or butterfly are sometime matches with the surrounding, or a color of flower, color of tree and color of grass respectively. So that's why we cannot catch easily the this insect in the surrounding. So they get camouflaged amidst grasses, part of plants like stem, leaves and flower. Camouflaged means they get mixed with the color of flower, color of stem, color of grass. So that's why we cannot spot them easily. They can blend, they blend with the surroundings, so that's why we cannot spot them easily. So that is because their color blend with those of their surroundings. So changes that takes place in the various organs and life process of organism that enable them to live, feed, reproduce, to penetrate themselves and protect themselves from their enemy in specific surrounding depending upon the habitat and its geographical conditions are called adaptation. Means what is actually adaptation? For the living things, for the life process of living thing or organism, they enable them to live, feed, reproduce. They can reproduce also. So this is what all about the adaptation of animals, adaptation of plant is. Okay, means to changes their habitat according to the surrounding. Okay, this is what about the adaptation. So adaptation is not a sudden process, it is a gradual and continuous. When some bird, when some type of birds are there, if any animal give birth to the animal, then that small animal or that small tiger, if take an example, that tiger give a birth to a cubs. Okay, so that small tiger gradually adapts what? The characteristics of a father or mother, how they can hunt, how they can walk, how they can eat. Okay, so gradually and continuously they can adapt the things. So differences in the structure and appearance of present day animals and animals of thousands of years ago are the adaptation that occur according to prevailing condition. Okay, means now the animals are different. Thousands of years ago dinosaur is there, now dinosaur is not there. So at that time, before thousands of years ago, the characteristics or the surrounding is matches with the structure of dinosaur. They are suitable for the dinosaur living, so that's why the dinosaurs are there. But after some time, dinosaurs are vanished totally. So what will happen at that time? They cannot survive in this surrounding, so they vanish out. So according to time, adaptations are changing, animals are changing. Okay, this is what the diversity in adaptation. So now we have to